Welcome to the next session on operations research. In this session, we will take up a numerical on the topic of dynamic programming. We are solving the first type of problem, that is employment smoothening problem. A firm has divided its marketing area into 3 zones. The amount of sales depends upon the number of salesmen in each zone. The firm has been collecting the data regarding sales and salesmen in each area over a number of past years. The information is summarized in the table below. For the next year, firm has only 9 salesmen and the problem is to allocate these salesmen to 3 different zones so that the total sales are maximum. There are 3 zones, 1, 2 and 3, and the profit in thousands of rupees are given. So we will solve this problem in stages. I'll start with stage 1. We will start with zone 1. The amount of sales corresponding to the different number of salesmen allocated to the zone 1 is what I'm going to draw. So I'll write down number of salesmen and then I'll write down profit in thousand of rupees. So I'll start with 0. You can just write down from here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'll write down the value of the profit for zone 1. That is the first column. So this is 30, this is 45, 60, 70, 79, 90, 98, 105, 100 and 90. So this is the first stage where I will write down for the zone 1. Then I'll go for stage 2. Here I will consider the first 2 zones. Zone 1 and 2. So there are 9 salesmen as you know in the problem. So what we are going to do is we are going to divide them amongst 2 zones such that if zone 1 has 0 salesmen, 2 will have 9. 1 has 1 salesman, then the 2 will have 8. The summation of the 2 should always be equal to 9. This is what we are going to do, and we'll also see how the profits can be written. Also, I'll make a summation of profit and calculate the maximum profit that we are getting. You can observe that in the theory session when I was teaching you, I told you regarding dividing of the problem into smaller parts and then solving them and then solving the larger problem at the end. So let's draw the table. First I'll write down zone 1. Here I'll write down x1, f1, x1. X1 will indicate the salesmen. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And F1 X1 is indicating the profit value. So I'll just copy that. Vertically I'll write down over here zone 2. So I'll have X2 and F2 X2. Here I'll write down the number of salesmen. And under F2 X2 I'll write down the profit for zone 2. add the values. 35 plus 30, this is 65. 35 plus 45, 80. And similarly, I'll keep on adding 35 to all these numbers and I'll write over here. So this is 95, 105, 114, 125, 133, 140, 135 and 125. I have added to all of them. The reason is 0 is a number here and the maximum value is 9. So you can allocate 0 number of salesmen to zone 2 and to zone 1 you can allocate maximum of 9 salesmen. Next, when I have 1 in zone 2, the maximum that I can have in zone 1 is 8. So now I'll add 45 to all these values up to number 8 and I will get 75, 90, 105, 115, 124, 135, 143, 150 and 145. Next, zone 2 has 2 salesmen. So maximum zone 1 can have is 7, so that the count is total 9. So I will add 52 to all these numbers up to 7. So this now becomes 82. Next I'll add 64 to maximum of 6 number of salesmen because here the number is 3. So this will now be 94. Now here number of salesmen is 4. So here maximum will be 5. So I'll add 72. This is 5. So I'll go up to 4. I'll add 82. Next 93. I'll add up to number 3. Next I'm adding 98 to only 3 of them, 0, 1, 2. Then I'll add 100. So this becomes 130, 145 and last I'll add 100 to only 1. So this becomes 130. Now you will have to read the numbers diagonally and figure out which is the maximum value. So when I start with the first one, this is the only number. So this is marked as highest value. Then diagonally I'll read these two values 75 and 80. Highest is 80. You can also draw a line like this. Then next has 82, 90 and 95. Amongst 3 of them, highest is 95, 94, 97, 105, 105. You can see both of them are equal value and both are highest. So I mark both. Then 102, 109, 112, 115 and 114. Highest value is 115. Then again I'll draw a diagonal line. The highest over here is 125. I'll mark a star over here. Then 123, 127, 132, 134, 131, 135 and 133. Highest is 135. Next I'll draw another diagonal. The highest value is 143 in 2 places, here and here. Again I'll draw a diagonal. The highest value is 154 and in the last one the highest value is 163. The highest value in the diagonal will indicate the maximum profit. Now I have already done allocation for zone 1 and 2. Then I'll go for stage 3 where I will consider all the 3 zones at a time. So I'll write down, now consider the distribution of nine salesmen in the three zones 1, 2 and 3. So the decision at this stage will result in allocating certain number of salesmen to zone 3 and the remaining to zone 2 and 1 combined. And then by following the backward process, they will be distributed to zone 1 and 2. So let's see how we do it. First I'll write down number of salesmen. Next I'll write down total profit. Here I'll write down F2x2 plus F1x1. Next I'll write down salesmen in zone 2 plus zone 1, that is x2 plus x1. Then I'll write down number of salesmen in zone 3, that is x3. Then I'll write down profit F3x3. And last is total profit F1x1 plus F2x2 plus F3x3. So you can see we started with the zone 1, then we shifted to zone 2 and finally to zone 3. So number of salesmen, we'll write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I'll write down the total profit, that is F2 x2 plus F1 x1. This I'll get from the table that I've just created. Here I'll write down the maximum value. For the first one, you can see it is 65. In the second case, the highest is 80. Third case, it is 95. Fourth case, it is 105. So accordingly, I'll write down all the maximum values here. Now I'll write down salesmen in zone 2 plus zone 1. So this we will get from here. Zone 2 for the first one is 0. Zone 1 is 0. Then when you have the highest at 80, zone 2 0, zone 1 is only one salesman. So it is 0 plus 1. Third value highest is 95, 0 plus 2. Fourth value is highest at two places. So it is 0 plus 3 and 1 plus 2. So accordingly, I'll write down for each one of them. This is 0 plus 0. This is 0 plus 1. 0 plus 2. This is 2. 0 plus 3 and 1 plus 2. This is 1 plus 3. 0 plus 5. 1 plus 5. 3 plus 4 and 1 plus 6. Two of them again over here. And eighth one is 3 plus 5. And last is 6 plus 3. If you observe, the summation will be equal to the number of salesmen that you see at the top. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 2, 2. Accordingly, at all the places you are going to see the addition is equal to number of salesmen. Next, I'll write down the number of salesmen in zone 3. Now, observe carefully. If you are adding the number of salesmen of zone 2 plus 1 and zone 3, the summation should be always equal to 9. Hence, I will start writing here 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Such that the summation of this and this total should always be equal to 9 as per the given question. Next, I'll write down the profit of each of them. We will go to the first given table. From here, I'll write down the profit. Be careful. we have written the table in this order, reverse order. So start writing from here 110, 110, 110 and go up to 42. Do not copy from top to bottom. This is the common mistake that people make while solving this problem. So I have written all the profit. Now I am going to add the total profit. So I am going to add this second one and the fifth one. So when I add 2 and 5, I will get this final value. So here I get 175, 190, 205. So now I have added all of them. I'll figure out which is the highest value, that is this 210. So I have got the answer. Whatever is corresponding to 210 is my complete answer. So I will write down that the maximum profit for 9 salesmen will be 210 with a 000. So it is 2,10,000 if 5 salesmen are allotted to zone 3 and in zone 2 you will allocate only 1 salesman and 3 are from zone 1. So this is the final answer that we will write down now. Maximum profit for 9 salesmen is rupees 210. So we will do allocation in zone 3, 5. Zone 2 will have only 1 and zone 1 will have 3 salesmen. So this is your final answer. So with this, I end the session. I hope you have understood the numerical. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.